Hello harmonica lovers, hello harmonica haters, my name is Alexi Cormin from Cormin Custom Harmonicas, and this is the second harmonica solo challenge. And if you haven't seen the first one, then definitely do it. I will leave the link in the description below. Today we will play a super powerful, super driving music, and some members claim that it's a country rock music, but other members assure me that it's a blues rock music. Well, let's find out what it really is. And first of all, a huge thank to all my friends who took a part in this video. I think you've already seen the participants in the preview, so let's not waste time and let's get started. The first one, Richard Hunter.
Hi, this is Richard Hunter with a few words about how I recorded the harmonica solo for Kormin Alexi's Rock Harp Solo Challenge. This challenge was about a rock tune. A rock tune with a pretty simple structure, D, C, and G chords repeated in different ways in different rhythms. And because of that, the obvious choice of harmonica was a G harp in second position or a C harp in third position. As it happens, I tried both approaches and eventually settled on the second position approach because of the very powerful low register chords that I could get with it. The piece builds in intensity through increasingly high register throughout the piece, and at the end there are some real screamers in there. I recorded this piece using a Bulletini microphone, a Seidel 1847 Noble in the key of G, and Amplitube, a plugin on my Cakewalk by BandLab DAW software. And this is how I got the amplified tone. I recorded unamplified, I got the amplified tone with this software. Well, thanks much.
Very interesting combination between a blues scale and major pentatonic scale. It gives the sound something between country and blues music. And very nice tone with the plugins. Maybe in the future plugins will completely replace the hardware devices, which I wouldn't like. I like the pedals, I like knobs, buttons. No, it's not for me. Thank you so much, Richard. It was a great solo. Next up, Jackson Kincheloe.
For that challenge, I used a Hohner crossover key of G. I used a 707 shell with a black label CR element in it, into a Kinder anti-feedback, into a 2 preamp, into a reverb delay combo pedal, and finally into a Fender Pro Junior that's been modded a little bit for harp. My approach was to try to challenge myself and implement what I've been working on recently, which is playing more simply, playing less notes and trying to play with more feeling, more tone, and to play something that was like singable. That's why I love, like Derek Trucks solos. You walk away humming that stuff. It's not that he was playing blindingly fast on everything. He can, obviously, but it's like a part, it's a singable moment that sticks with you. I feel like that's what gets the crowd going more when I play shows than when I try to do like fast stuff. I don't feel like I'm very musical when I go fast, and judging by the last challenge, there's gonna be a ton of guys that can do that. They can play fast and they can be tasty and musical. I've been going back to basics and trying to rework my fundamentals, utilizing Dennis Grunling's great website, badassharmonicas.com. And yeah, I was just trying to play something greasy, something that like an early sax player might play, or at least the idea of like playing a part and serving the song and not trying to like just play really fast to show off. So I was just trying to play greasy and more simply. I think it worked pretty well. I could have played a little more in certain parts, but I liked the take. It felt organic. Thanks again for having me.
Great technical solo with incredible articulation and fast slaps. Super cool fat tone, and the major pentatonic scale also adds a country feel. Thank you so much, Jackson. It was a super cool. I love it. Next up, Leonardo Rao.
Hello everyone, I am Leonardo Rao from Argentina. It's a pleasure to be here. In this recording, I use compressor and equalizer for balance the sound and frequency. I also use distortion and a bit of delay and reverb in the mix. I also use a microphone from my friend and luthier, Axemic microphone. It's a Shure 57 customized. Well, I hope you like it, and best regards.
Isn't it cool? Isn't it beautiful? Very technical playing with interesting passages throughout the range of the harmonica. Bravo, Leonardo, this is a beautiful work. Next up, Richard James.
Hello, Alexi. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this great harmonica solo challenge. I'm really very honored to be a part of it. And when I heard the track, the blues rock track, which is more like a country rock track, I it struck me as a kind of major pentatonic track that stays in that vein all the time, and I was thinking to myself, maybe I should go for a power bender tuning. So I using a Seidel 1847 in power bender tuning in key of G, second position, where I can use different kind of embellishments and grace notes and sweet spots for vibrato that fits very well into that major pentatonic mood, inspired by harmonica players like Norton Buffalo or Brendan Power, for that sake. So it's a really fun track to play on. I'm not a very tech savvy person, so I went to my friend Magnus at the Yele Sound Studio, and he has a nice studio with a Chandler Red microphone, among other things, and we did the track there, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. Okay.
Brilliant acoustic version with the characteristic bends inherent in the power bender tuning. Incredible country solo with excellent phrasing. Thank you so much, Richard. This was an unforgettable. Next up, Mike Fugazi.
This part stresses me out more than recording the actual track, but this is Mike Fugazi from Minnesota. Huge thank you to Alexi for including me in this. I'm extremely honored and humbled, and I know everyone's going to do a great job. I'm not a full-time musician. I'm a professional in another career. I play mostly in the car. I'm practicing in the car between gigs as I run kids around, just like I'm recording this video. I don't get as much time in the studio at home as I want, but I do have a cool rig. So for this, I use an Audien ID4. That's the interface I used with an iMac. And then I have a Biodynamic M160, which is my favorite mic of all time. I used that. I actually plugged into a Strymon Lex for my rhythm part. And then I turned that off during the solo, and I added a little bit of a Neve preamp, a tape echo, I think, and a hall reverb as I was mixing it. And I really wanted to tell a story. I'm a spooky guy. I love horror movies. And I wanted it to be a little bit like Jaws, where things build. You don't see the shark right away. So I didn't even start with the harmonica. And when I brought it in, I intentionally kept it lower in the mix and used a rotary effect as a rhythm. And then I wanted to build the story lyrically to get to the flashy parts. And I think I did an okay job of that, even with a couple of mistakes. And I think I did get to honor some of the guys I really love, like Jason Ricci and Howard Levy and John Popper and Lee Oscar as the solo built. And I just really wanted it to be something that could stand alone, that like if you weren't a harmonica player, but you came across that track, it would really be accessible to just somebody who liked really good music. And I felt it was in my wheelhouse because it had a country rock vibe and it was a little bluesy, and that's really the type of music that I try to make. So just a great opportunity. Couldn't have picked a better track, and I love the progression and the ability to follow that story, the story of the progression as I went. Thank you, and I hope it helps.
1, 2, 3, stop!
Interesting unusual solution in the first part with the rotary effect. Very cool lines, cool melodic phrasing with the lightning fast passages in the style of John Popper. Thank you so much, Mike, it was so cool, it was so fast. It's time for me. This is the style of music what I really enjoy listening to and playing, and my approach will be very simple one. I will use only blues scale to create and maintain the tension within major chords throughout the backing track, and only at the end I will use major scale to emphasize the coda. For recording I use a GR microphone, also a Mostronics HP2 preamp, a Rode Harp Mojo into my ZT Lunchbox amp, and Shure 57 in my audio interface. For home recording I made this silent box, which works very well. I respect my neighbors. I also made external input and output for convenience. Also in DAW I use a little compression, little reverb, delay, coloring equalizer, and a few more special plugins. Next up, Rodrigo Gonzalez.
Hi, I'm Rod from Rod Harp Effects, and today I'm going to play a rock song in D. So, this song, when I first listened to the track, I think about it like if it was a chorus after the big guitar solo. So, in my mind, the space that I am working with here is a transition, see, between the big guitar hero solo to the last chorus and the end of the song. So my approach was a little more melodic, was more rhythmic. See, I'm swinging a little, so just a little. So that's how I think this track. I don't know why, but that's it. So what I'm using for amplification, well, my microphone is going directly into my USB interface. I'm going full digital today, and inside this microphone there is a element, is the Red Devil element from Robert Husky. Buy one, excellent, great element. Then something fell. Then I'm going into Amplitude. Amplitude is a modeling software, and this is my signal chain. First, the signal is hitting a compression, an LA2A type of compressor. I'm using the Waves plugin. And usually I don't use compression. I'm a classic Chicago blues player. So compression is something that I don't feel comfortable. I don't like it, how it feels. I prefer having a conversation with the amp. So if I hit hard, it's going to distort more. If I play softly, it's going to clean up. That's how I like to play. That's how I like to set up my amps and my pedals. But in this case, I think that extra compression before entering the amp, or the distorted part, really helps. I mean, everything is more even, works better inside this track, inside this rock style play. After that, after the compression, I'm going to use amplitude, this modeling software, and I'm using a tube screamer style pedal and a Marshall stack kind of amp. So this is a impossible rig. So you can't play a harmonica, distorted harmonica into a tube with a tube screamer and a Marshall. So too much gain. But here I can do it. So I was going for a very mid-range type of sound. I don't want that, in this case particularly, I don't want that big fat round tone of the Chicago blues. I wanted something more in the mid-range, something more aggressive, a lot more gain than I used to, but musical. So I hope you like it.
Turns out Chicago blues style harmonica players can play country music. I wonder if they know that. Great solo, thank you so much, Rod. It's really interesting to see how different styles of music fit on one backing track, creating different interpretations of solo. Next up, Boris Plotnikov.
Hi guys, it's Boris Plotnikov from Moscow, Russia. Big thanks to Alexi for inviting me to this blues rock challenge. I love playing this kind of music sometimes. For this solo I use JDR Ninja, customized by me, into Lone Wolf Blues Company Jason Ritchie's signature, my favorite microphone. What was important for me for this solo is not what to play. It is rather easy what to decide what to play. It is a simple chord progression which fits Mixolydian scale, D Mixolydian scale, D Dorian scale, D blues scale, and mix of them. Actually, you can play almost every natural note of G harmonica and it will fit. Most important thing for me for this solo was rhythm and phrasing. The most common mistakes I tend to do myself too is to play fast stuff from first beat to the first beat, from beginning of 4-bar section to the end of 4-bar section. My goal was to avoid this square playing as much as possible. Yes, I hit first beat once or twice, but not that much. So I like whole solo is improvised. However, I did a lot of takes. Another thing to avoid was to avoid reed choking and not to play too hard with enough expression. So I did about 15 takes, and this is last take. I started to repeat some phrases from take to take, which I like, but most of the take is completely improvised. What else gear I use? I plug into this great Dusty Apollo Twin X audio interface. I use Logic Pro X and pretty complex mixing. I split my signal into two paths. One is dirty with mostly amplitude with some pedals, EQ, compressor. Second pass is clean harmonica with just EQ, another color in EQ, and compressor too, and summary mix with another compressor, delay, reverb, and another reverb.
Very powerful blues rock solo using the various scales and pentatonics. Quite a measured first part with a lot of syncopations and absolutely machine gun second part playing a million notes per second. Incredible technique, incredible phrasing. Thanks a lot, Boris. Next up, Marco Balon.
Hi, Marco Balon. In this video I simply play on the major and minor pentatonic. The music carries me and plays that I feel. For the effect, at the beginning I use a Harlebenton overdrive, the Jason Ritchie microphone, harmonica lighting, saddle, and a Digitech Whammy at the octave. Then I introduce a wah-wah to give more punch for the solo. Okay, let's go!
Marco gave rock to everyone. incredible amount of effects in one solo. Octave whammy, wah-wah effects. I really like such effects if they fit the style, and here they are at home. Thank you so much, Marco, it was really rock style solo. Next up, Leio Kedu.
Hi, I'm Leio Kedu, a French harmonica player. Following Cormin's invitation to participate in his musical challenge, I'm going to show you the equipment I use to make my video. First, I record the sound using a SM57 microphone placed directly in front of my tube amp, then I shape the sound using my pedalboard equipped with my pedal Harp Attack, Harp Break from Lone Wolf Company and the American pedal from Harley Benton. These three pedals together act as a boost and give me a very rich and expressive sound. I also use a mini Memphis delay pedal set to create a reverb effect. Finally, I add the Sonic Maximizer pedal which projects the sound and gives it more spatiality and control. I also use my Black Bullet microphone which responds very well to effect pedal and my playing style. Now, regarding the musical approach. I play the first part with a G harmonica. In second position, this key brings a rootsy dimension to the phrasing with great expressiveness and depth. Then, in the second part, I attack the phrasing with a C harmonica in third position, which allows for a more rock-oriented approach with more bite and attack. Regularly alternate between these two positions, which is a very good exercise for harmonica player.
Very tight unheard playing in the second position with the characteristic blues licks, and more technical second part already in a third position throughout the full range of the harmonica. It was very impressive. Thank you so much, Leio. Super cool. I love it. Next up, Marco's call.
Hello, harmonica lovers. Well, it's an honor to be here among these crazy, great harmonica players, really talented, and thanks, Cormin, for inviting me. And yeah, first of all, I'm not a rock harmonica player. I very few times I actually played rock, so you know I'm just doing what I can, and yeah, you know I thought about doing it in third position, in other positions, but I said like, okay, let's stick to the second position, the blues position, and you know, let's do something. I did a couple takes, and you know, this is what it came out. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm not a harmonica player. So you know, it's like I'm not, you know, the most virtuoso player. I just think in music. So yeah, you know, I just try to rock it. I'll tell you now what I was using. So this is my little music room where I do my recordings and stuff. So what I used was Honor Rocket in G, as I said, I did it in second position. The Heart Blaster by Honor and S Electronics. And I was using the pedals from my friend Rod from Chile, which I really love. The Midnight Drive, the tape bender, the Harp Mojo. The anti-feedback, I didn't use it because I'm recording, so there's no need. And yeah, I recorded with Logic with a little simulation, and yeah, that was it.
Super cool blues rock style with a cool lines and rock sound. Also very cool technical fast passages using the low jar. I should take it on board. I think Marcos should consider a career as a rock harmonica player. Thanks man, it was so cool, I love this tape. Well, I hope you really like this video, and if you want to take a part in the next challenge, please leave a comment under this video or write me on the social media, and I will be glad to see you in it. I really enjoy watching musicians working in different genres cope with the same task. Each brings some of their own shades based on their musical experience. It's also very interesting to look at the choice of equipment for this. And now if you don't have special pedals or microphones, you can use plugins to get a desired tone. So, thank you for watching, and till next time, bye!